Hey guys, Nick60 here, and I have finally managed to get my new microphone in. So today, we will be doing a combat mission. This is Mining Misappropriation. It is a level 4, and I've run this one before, but it was a different ship with a different setup. So excuse me if this is just a little bit, if it doesn't go quite as smoothly as... Well, my missions don't tend to go smoothly, I notice whenever I'm recording. But anyway, so as you can see, great pay, like really good pay. Like amazingly good pay. At least for the ones I typically run. In low sec there's gotta be better pay missions than this. But for me, 6 million plus loot, salvage, bounties, whatever, is absolutely great pay for a mission. Plus, of course, 5,000 loyalty points. We're going to hit accept. Prepare to undock. And, yep, there's what the new Apocalypse series hulls look like. That's an Apocalypse Navy issue. And this thing's got a big, big ship. We're actually going to switch over to my standard for a little bit better range. And... slap in the optimal range script to improve my range. I have 4 heavy drones with me just in case. Like I said, 8 big lasers sticking out of the side of this thing. I have my graphics turned down because of issues with the internet where I am isn't as fast as the internet at home, so. Yeah, without my range script, I have for standard only 52 kilometers off my pulse lasers. Not using tachyons right now. Come on, warp. I can switch to microwave for a little bit better. And so with this setup using pulse lasers and faction ammo, my best range is going to be 77 kilometers, which is why I have the afterburner. It allows me to kind of move around a little bit more because these things are really, really slow, and I'm going to kind of need it. Okay, so for this guy, let's switch to my faction multi-freaks. And the reason I have a bunch of standards there is just as backups and stuff I actually never bothered to unload. So yeah, I'm almost within optimal range. I am. Come on. This is... I'm really not doing the damage to this guy. There we go. This is a little bit better. There he goes. And we're gonna switch to the standards just because gonna be a while before I'm within that point blank range, and we're gonna start hitting this guy hard. And yeah, like I said, I'm used to using tachyons, a tachyon fit, but I switched to the pulse lasers. The tachyons do a lot more per hit damage, but they also take a whole lot longer to cycle. So, looks like I managed to get my teeth into this guy, so he should be gone fairly soon. Gotta be honest though, when you think about this, the ship is actually called Suicide Squad. So you gotta wonder who on Earth would sign up to fly on a ship called Suicide Squad. Just saying. So got my hardeners on now because there went my shields. Shields always go. I mean, it's an armor tank ship. If the shields are up, you probably tanked it wrong. Either that or you're not fighting someone that's has any idea what they're doing. I'll turn on my repairer at some point. Yeah, this guy's closer. So let's switch to eating away at him. Let's see if I actually haven't seen the pirates since. No, they got a change to. Actually, that's a pretty neat look. Eve should shell should sell scripts. Or not scripts. Skins. Yeah, that's it. That you can switch your ship to. That's not bad. Kind of like that look. Yeah, the new, I always made fun of the APOC series ships because of their animal crackerish look. I kind of like the new beefier look to them. Still has a little bit of animal cracker in it, but not near as bad. Still, my ultimate goal is to eventually get a Nightmare, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. They cost 1 billion credits. Yeah, if I really felt like it, I could use the afterburner to close to multi-freak range, but that would also eat away my cap a lot more than I want to. Yeah, if I manage to get anyone else within 40k, I'm probably going to deploy my drones. I don't have any drone boosters. I have all my boosters set into gun damage, which is why I deal like... How much do I deal? Yeah. 441.2. Okay, I'm gonna need to fix that. Yeah, I am going to need to fix that. And before anyone asks why I'm not using tier 2 ammo, my skills are still being built up. I should probably be up there in about end of the week. Well, as of me recording this at least. Yeah, I'm gonna let the repair run for a little bit more, and then just turn it off, cause now that there's only one of them hitting me. Yeah, it's a little bit more exciting when it's more than just a couple battleships hammering themselves back and forth. You know, like you get some cruisers and frigates, and someone tries to web you and scramble you and whatnot. This is just... You could actually probably fall asleep to the slow rhythm of these guys shooting at each other. What was my range again? 59. Fine, I'll turn you off. Switch to the microwave. I don't like the microwaves. They're great for range, but they do such terrible damage. 316, yeah. There's 3 waves, so if the second wave ends up if this last third wave after these guys ends up being too far, and I have enough cap, I'm just gonna use the afterburner to close the range. I really I would really like to get in close and use brawler ammo if I feel like the cap can handle it. Okay, switching back to standard. That's a great thing about lasers. I think I've mentioned it before, is you can instantly switch ammo, while to my knowledge every other ammo weapon type requires a set delay time that qualifies as unloading the magazine and reloading with another one. I don't know the specifics of where it came out of, just that they take time to switch between ammo types. But by comparison, they can do a wider range of damage types as opposed to just electromagnetic and thermal. Just some technicals there for anyone that actually cares. Yeah, this guy will be dead soon. There he goes. We'll get our teeth into you next. Hey, these guys are actually eating into my armor fairly decently. Guess this thing doesn't have the same tank that I was using before. I should really look into that. Oh, that's right. I was using Abaddon with some pretty high resist bonuses, that's why. I'm gonna need to change my tank setup. Excitement! Yeah. This is a great pain mission. I mean, look at the bounties on these guys. Over 1 million apiece. But yeah, it's not the most exciting thing in the world. And I apologize for that, but I figured I better get another combat mission out for viewing at some point. Jeez, don't tell me I'm actually gonna have to warp off for a second. That's new. I'm not used to that. I should go back to the Abaddon. Ah, I'm gonna have to go back to the Abaddon. This is depressing. Abaddon has way better tank than this thing. So yeah, I'm gonna put a couple shots in this guy because I feel like it, and then, wow, this guy's resists are terrible. Yeah, like I said, this is my first actual try with this particular ship and this particular kind of mission. I've already run a couple combat missions, but they weren't as hard. You know, well, I wouldn't say weren't as hard. They didn't have as many battleships simultaneously hitting. And wow, I am really surprised at how quickly that armor folded up on the second wave. That's gonna need to be dealt with. And what I'm gonna do is, rather than halt the recording and things, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna dock. I'm gonna undock. Okay, now we're gonna undock. And I'm gonna have a full capacitor and full shields, and my armor will still be where it was. Or, yeah, my armor is still where it was, and I'm just gonna warp right back and turn these on immediately. And that will repair my armor while the shield serves as a buffer, and I, like I said, have the capacitor back. And that's just to keep the mission going short. Normally when I get in trouble, if it's, you know, like a real in trouble, not like I miscalculated the tank on my ship, I will fly back, make sure I come back in full health and bother to refit and whatnot. But like I said, I've run this mission before, and yeah, I need to keep a closer eye on my tank, but I'm not too concerned. I'm sure dedicated EVE players are now screaming at me, what's wrong with you, why are you doing this instead of this, and blah 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 blah. And we're gonna switch to my long range, and we're gonna turn on that afterburner while I charge at this guy. Woo, battleship charging, you move so fast. I would have gone with the micro warp drive, but I'd already be like down to here, down to like less than half on power. Those things eat power. That's the thing. The Abaddon also has longer range targeting for whatever reason. I do not understand that, since the Apocalypse series are supposed to be the sniper ships. So I never got that. I'm gonna open fire on this guy. Even though the other guy's shield has been eaten away a little bit, he's farther away, so we're just going to shoot at the closest guy. Like I said, I'm not terribly concerned about these guys. Good old-fashioned battleship slugfest. And in a couple seconds I'm going to switch back down to the standard, which does a little more damage and reduces the draw on my cap. And if I really wanted range, I could be using beam lasers, but I figure that, you know, what's the point because of the whole shorter targeting range thing. I don't feel like wasting slots on targeting boosters. And again, I'm sure that a lot of people are going to sit down and say, no, 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 that's an apocalypse, that's what you're supposed to do. So, I don't know. I like the DPS of pulse lasers. If I'm going to use a beam set, it's going to be tachyons. And for those who don't know, you can get tachyons to hit out really, really far if you're determined enough. I mean, well over 100 kilometers, easy. But again, you have the targeting issues with the apocalypse, and fitting issues. Those things are hard to get to fit on a ship. Okay, gonna spin up the harners again. And I will turn on my repairer sooner so that that doesn't happen again. I may actually get into microwave. Yeah, this chair's terrible. Multi-freak range again. Or I might decide to turn the afterburner back on. Take your pick. Well, technically I'll take my pick in a sec, but... yeah, this guy's gonna die before the before he's in range of that. There he goes. I'm gonna charge this guy. Yeah, we're just gonna end up pulsing these guys with the standards most of the time. Gotta get really close for multi-freaks to really do any good damage, even with range boosters. Excitement! You know what? Nah, I'm gonna need that afterburner for the next one, cause they come in pretty good, decent range from off the main spawn area. So you guys are just gonna have to unfortunately you guys are just gonna have to put up with me using the slow standard. And like I said, for this last round, then I'll see if I can't get in the multi-freak range, kill him quickly. Yeah, I might go back to the Abaddon and Tachyon setup, because these guys went down real quickly with that. I don't know, we'll see. Of course, if anyone's looking to get rid of a nightmare, oh, nightmares have some awesome setups that you can stick on them. Yeah, see what I tell you. We're even going to turn off the targeting thing to save capacitor power while there they are. So what's going to happen is they're not in particular. I don't want to get stuck on a rock on my way up. I hate when that happens. The navigation on these things is not the greatest in the world. So we're going to turn, activate that, and I'm going to target anyone in range. Let's get rid of these. they're in the way. And like I said, the good news is I'm going to get a decent number of millions out of this at least. Switch back to microwave. And with the thing on, they come into range at about 77 clicks. So I am just going to keep the everything turned off for the moment until they begin to close the range. Then I will turn the stuff on to save some capacitor power, because that afterburner is gonna really eat into what power I have. Yeah. Oh, here they come. So yeah, we are going to begin to let into these guys. I should be clear of these rocks to charge head on shortly. There we go. And we're going to immediately switch to the better standard. Spin the hardeners back up. I can't believe I forgot to do that. We're going to stick the... This one's just gonna eat away at my capacitor now because I forgot to keep an eye on that stuff. Yeah, I'm still getting used to this particular setup. Good news is at 40 kilometers I can swap out the drones for a little bit extra DPS. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the afterburner soon. My capacitor won't be able to take this for much longer. Yeah, my capacitor's dying. And when I switch to the multi-freaks, those will eat away into it as well. Trying to judge when would be oh, come on, again with the armor? Alright, fine. For the sake of not losing a ship on camera, I'm gonna chicken out on this stuff. Ah, 36 clicks, I misjudged. Oh well. Could be worse. Could have lost the actual ship. Yeah, I need to refit this thing a whole lot better. A whole lot. Come on.
Docking permission requested.
Yeah, this thing has more HP than the Abaddon, I believe, but then by comparison it also doesn't have the Abaddon's resists. And resists are one thing that are needed. Very much so. So yeah. A bit embarrassing having to warp out twice now in a mission. But for this last little bit, since I don't need to worry about any more waves or anything, I am just going to afterburner into point blank range and hammer them. Use the multi-freaks. Though, not until actually in range, so we're going to start with the standard. And yes, I know I have other crystals that I could use to optimize and yada yada yada. I'm going to use the factions because they do more damage. There they are. And of course they're just going to open up immediately. Should have clicked in the other order. Gonna start with the guy I've already done a little bit of damage to this time since he's relatively close. And yes, we are gonna use the afterburner this time. It's already on, of course. Gonna just see if we can't get right into these guys' faces and hit them hard. Not, you know, not always the best course of action, but see if we can't finish this up relatively quickly. And I'm actually going to remember to try to keep an eye on my armor this time. Spin up the hardeners right away. And remember, 36 kilometers. That's all the farther that my microwave does any damage. Gotta remember to keep my eye on that. That's an annoying weakness right there. As I move a whopping 314 meters a second. Gonna drop the drones. Oh, I forgot about that. Ah, stupid. Well, at least I have a spare drone, quote unquote. Only 3 big ones, so as my drone slowly fly, my pretties. Gonna spin up the repair. Gonna close onto you. And we're actually going to, on that single shot, switch over to the multi-freaks. See if we can do some real damage. 661.8. How badly do I need that tier 2 stuff? I'm actually going to turn that off, see if we can't give my thing a rest. Come on. Just go down. Not an optimal, which is only 22 clicks. Those little drones aren't doing as much damage as I was hoped they would. For those of you saying, well, why'd you train battle cruisers and destroyers and blah 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 when you could have been training? Well, I now have battle cruisers and destroyers, all races up to level 5. That's why. Oh, jeez. Cap. This is gonna... There we go. Hoi! Not paying attention. Maybe I'll get lucky. So my old setup was so much just a sort of let it go and wreak havoc type thing. I really need to get used to micromanaging again. Well, at least the guns are still firing. Oh no, it's not that bad. he's still as good as dead now. Okay, that wasn't near as bad as I thought it was. And I will stop recording there, since all I'm going to do is run around and salvage and whatnot, but there was mining misappropriation.
Warp drive.
I guess that's about it for now, so Nick60 signing off. See you guys later.